Hi, it's Hope and welcome to the vlog. I'm talking just a little bit quiet because it is currently 12:56 a.m. on August 3rd and my roommate is either trying to fall asleep or asleep, so I kind of want to be nice and not start screaming. But this is going to be my Heartstopper watch-along vlog for season 2, aka we're going to talk about a bingo board that I made of like predictions, which I'll show up in a minute. And then after each episode or each episode-ish, I'll pull out the camera, say my thoughts on it, and then move on. We're going to see how many episodes I can watch before I need to go to bed. It might be the whole season. It might only be a couple episodes. I'm making no promises on anything. But it is 12:57, so let's quickly go through this bingo board. This was just something that randomly I decided I wanted to do. A lot of these are things that I know are gonna happen, but I just kind of want to guess. So I'll kind of explain some of them. So we're gonna start with "You're jealous," which is the line from the graphic novel talking about the hickey on Charlie's neck. Charlie's eating disorder teased/mentioned. I know that's gonna be a part of it, but I still wanted to kind of do it. Darcy's family mentioned/hinted. Yes, this doesn't happen until volume 4 in the graphic novels, but I feel like it might just get hinted a little bit. I'm not too sure. Cute Mama Nelson moment. We love Sarah Nelson in this house, so there's going to be a cute moment. David's an asshole. This one I pretty much automatically should just highlight green. Cute Nellie moment. We love Nellie. Tori plus lemonade equals iconic. Do I really need to know what that means? It'll basically be a scene with her drinking or whatever. Kissing at school secretly. I made this list before that little like teaser thing came out of like the first like 4 minutes, which kissing at school secretly was one of them. So I guessed that right. No hanky panky comment from Papa Spring. We love that of how it's like no hanky panky. Christian, Sai, and Otis see/mentioned them more. Nick kind of abandoned them, but I feel like even if it's like one scene with them in it, I'll count it. Coach Singh catches Nick and Charlie in the graphic novel. She catches them kiss. I feel like something like that will happen in the show. I'm bi actually, the line that Nick says that I love. Free space is just a cute Nick and Charlie moment. Obviously this is happening. Ace Isaac moment. Alice has teased that in season 2 we're gonna have a lot more of Ace Isaac, and I'm here for it. Tao and Al will kiss at the Louvre. The teachers equals cute relationship, and it's now 1 a.m. which is the show drop, so we're really gonna quickly go through this, and then I'm running out to the living room to watch it there. Cute Tara and Darcy moment. I love them. Mon Amour / Charlie freaking out over Nick's French. Truth or dare gone wrong at Tara's party. Recharging. I will cry like 5+ times. Awful Ben moment, and then in really tiny brackets, awful as in redemption / him being in an important scene / I get annoyed with him. Tao will be jealous of Al's new friends. The iconic line, why are we like this? And Charlie's self-harm mentioned / talked about. But it is 1 a.m. I am gonna fucking run out there, start it, and I will let you know my thoughts on the first episode in a moment. Okay, so I watched episode 1. I really am fucking terrified that my roommate can hear me, just because this is gonna be completely out of context for her and it's gonna be hilarious. But I love the first episode. The first episode obviously starts with the kissing montage, which I love. And then my brain is like fucking tired. But the kind of like highlights of this episode, I guess, are you kind of see Nick being ready to come out but struggling. You see Charlie rejoining the rugby team. There's the giant friend group sleepover, which I loved because Tao and Al are kind of trying to start getting together and failing. And then Nick comes out to Imogen, and then Imogen reveals that she has a crush on Ben. Which earlier in the episode he said something, I can't remember exactly what he said to Nick, but it made me want to throw my phone. So we got the I hate the awful Ben moment, and like I do like Imogen this season so far, of how she's just kind of like, okay, like she's nice, she's good. Obviously don't like how she has a crush on Ben because horrible person, but overall I like the first episode. And yeah, we did have the iconic line from Papa Spring of the "no hanky panky," which I literally burst out laughing. I love that line. Honestly, I haven't looked at the bingo board, so I don't even know what's covered. But yeah, we'll see how it is at the end of the thing. But I'm gonna go watch episode 2 because I'm still really good on energy. Also love that you can just see my kitchen in the background. I'm literally just laying on my couch watching it, and I love it. So yeah, love the first episode. It's like a solid first episode. So yeah, so I finished episode 2 and I really liked it. It focused, as the title of that episode is family, it really focused on the families. Some notable things, like that's kind of what these segments are gonna be like. The notable things that really stuck out is that, well, Imogen and Ben are now together, and that's just gonna be a whole messy ass fucking thing. It already has been. Ben and Nick kind of had a, I'm calling it a combo. It's more of Nick yelling at Ben, almost, of being like, the fuck, pretty much, about the whole Charlie situation. And there's things that Ben said that, Jesus Christ, he's an asshole. Charlie got banned from inviting Nick over or going to Nick's because his grades are plummeting. Does he listen? Oh, of course not. Al goes to like an open house at a school that she's interested in going to for sixth form, and meets Felix and Naomi, who are kind of starting to be her friends, and Tao is super jealous of just not being able to spend time with Al, and ultimately realizes, hey shit, I have a crush on her, which it's like, finally, it only took this entire time. And then the big thing in my mind of that happened with this episode is that David found out about Nick and Charlie and had the exact same reaction as in the graphic novel, which I love. And there's even the iconic line of, I'm bi actually, which I loved. As soon as I heard it, I was like, yes, that's in the show. That is one thing that I had a feeling that Alice would include, but just didn't want to assume, really. But I feel like those are like the main things that I can think of that just pop into my head. A lot of it is just like exams and studying, because it's kind of getting towards the end of the year. And also there's going to be a prom happening, and so I'm excited for that, obviously. But I think I'm gonna try to get at least one more episode in, because I am getting really tired, and I highly doubt I'm doing what I did the last time and just binging the entire show in one night, because I'm getting really freaking tired. Like, yes, I'm laying on the couch, but I want to be comfy while watching it and not uncomfortable. So if I have to finish it tomorrow morning, or honestly even tomorrow night, that'll be fine. I'll just have to avoid literally all social media, but we'll see. So I watched episode 3, and obviously I'm gonna watch another one because I'm not as tired as I thought now. This episode was a lot of just finishing exams and like all of that. Tao and Al went on a date, but it went fucking awful because Tao tried to change himself and he wasn't being authentic, which really fucking sucked. I know when it first happened, I was like, wait, what, huh? And then I'm like, oh. So we're doing it where he fucks up, and then when he's being himself, then they officially get together. That's my guess. And then there ended up being this like bonfire thing that everybody went to, which Nick originally was like, I'm gonna come out to his like rugby friends, and then ultimately he couldn't get the words out, and because he was feeling ill. I think partially because he was ill because of anxiety, it made him feel worse than he actually was. That's just my opinion, because when in doubt, anxiety can make you feel physical symptoms. I'm trying to think of what else happened that episode. Those are like the key things. Yeah, those are the key things. I think, like, when in doubt, like, if little things slip through the cracks in me talking about them, that doesn't mean I don't like the parts. It just means there are very notable things that stood out that just I want to talk about. Like, there's probably little things that I'm forgetting, and I'm gonna smack myself later while editing, be like, oh my god, how did you forget that moment? But I think that's pretty much it. I also swear I find myself yawning only during these clips, only filming these clips. Watching the actual episodes, I'm fine. But I do think episode 4 will be my last, because I have a feeling that if I watch any more, I'll fall asleep on the couch. Which, I mean, it's a comfy couch, so I wouldn't be mad, but yeah, but I'm gonna watch that, which this episode's 36 minutes. That's, I think, the longest episode of the show so far. And it's like I want to say like maybe like 2:45-ish, maybe. Took me a little longer to watch that last episode because halfway through I got a snack. But yeah. So it's now fucking almost 4 a.m. I think. So I now just finished episode 4 and I've migrated into my room because I'm about to go to bed because I'm fucking exhausted. But they've made it to Paris, which obviously I'm so fucking excited about. We have the exact same hotel room situation as the graphic novels, which that was one thing that I was like, yeah, I feel like they're gonna do, but also it's like, how are they gonna do it? It's like, oh no, they're just doing it as like towels in a way, and just like, I don't want the sunlight, and it's like, fine, okay, whatever. Al and Tao have kind of like rekindled their friendship that kind of started to fall apart in the last episode, but they're still not together. Which, whatever. There's been a couple more hints at Charlie's eating disorder. Like, Nick gets him an ice cream and he's like, I'm not really hungry, I'm still full from breakfast, and Nick's like, you barely ate breakfast. And then also later in the episode, when all of the giant group of like everybody that went on the Paris trip, like teachers, everybody and all that, sit down for dinner, he's kind of like just picking at his food, because this is honestly one of my favorite moments of this. So there's all sitting down. Ben ends up sitting next to Charlie. My first reaction was fuck. And then Ben starts kind of talking to Charlie, and then Imogen just goes off of like, you're asking him about your day and not me, yada yada yada, and just fucking like, they have a Ben and Imogen have a massive breakup, which I'm like, girl, we knew this was coming. But still, it's like a thing of like, girl, Nick warned you, you didn't listen, and now you're paying for the consequences. But I do like of how she's kind of integrated into the friend group a bit more, which I do enjoy. There was a cute moment between the teachers of where they're just like awkwardly like trying to put their clothes away and bumping into each other, but I'm just sitting here like, come on, you guys are cute, give me. I'm trying to think of if there's any other moments that like stood out to me. Obviously Nick speaking French is still so weird. I'm literally sitting here going, how many hours of language tutoring did Kit Connor have to do to say that fluently like a French person? Because honestly, talent. I don't really think there's anything else that I need to say besides the Tao and Al moment. They went to like a museum. Adorable, and that montage, I loved it. And at the end of the episode, that's I think where we're getting a little juicy, because so like obviously in the graphic novels there's the hickey left. The end of the episode, the end of the 4th episode, is Charlie seeing the hickey, and it just ends with him going fuck, like almost like he's about to go fuck, but obviously it cuts off because they can't really have that many swear words in it if they want to keep the age rating that they're in, which makes sense. But honestly, I think we're getting close to a bingo. Again, I haven't actually checked, but I feel like we're close to a bingo. And we still have 4 episodes left. But I'm exhausted. Originally I wanted to try to push it, but I'm not gonna risk being super fucking tired tomorrow by staying up all night. Literally just because I have an appointment with my therapist. Well, today, I guess, because it's Thursday. Yeah, I have an appointment with my therapist today, and I don't think she'll appreciate if I show up half asleep, be like, yeah, I pulled an all-nighter. She'll just be like, what the fuck did we talk about? But I am probably gonna wake up in like 4 or 5 hours. Like, just take a rest. I have an alarm set for like 9, so then I can finish the episodes in the morning before I have to get up, get dressed for the day, ready for the day and all that, to go to that appointment at 1 o'clock. But yeah, I will update you later, and I'll also probably fill in the bingo board of what's been happening, and maybe I'll tell you what it actually has happened before we start episode 5. I also might update before I start that to kind of be like, oh, here are things that my brain forgot about, or yeah. So it's now 9 o'clock. I have my coffee and I'm gonna start episode 5, but I just want to do an update on the bingo board. We are not quite at a bingo, mainly because I'm just gonna pop it up here of what it is at this point. But at this point, I feel like there's not really been a lot of cute Tara and Darcy moments. Of that moments start as cute, but then it just slowly kind of fizzles off into not being cute, and a lot of it is because of Darcy kind of joking around too much and like not taking things seriously. There is the one thing in episode 1 that's like kind of cute, so I've marked it as yellow for now, as in like it's kind of happened. Like there's a couple things where it's like, okay, that's cute, but not the cuteness level that for some reason I wanted, and I don't even know what that cuteness level was. So we might just make it green, I'm not too sure. But I'm gonna go watch the next episode 5, and I'll see you later. I'm too lazy to turn on my overhead lights. We're just being illuminated by the laptop. But I just watched episode 5, and I genuinely think it's my favorite so far. Just because of the drama and the cuteness. And just of how tender some scenes are. Of obviously, after Charlie gets the hickey and everybody finds out, it's like, that's just like a, ooh, what's going on? Then they go to the Eiffel Tower, which is so cute. Ben and Nick get paired up for like an assignment, because like the only reason they're in Paris is because of it's a learning excursion, pretty much. And Ben is pretty much like, I want Charlie back, and it's like, fuck you, no. It's like, fuck you. And we got the "you're jealous" moment. Love that iconic line. And then we go to the Louvre, which Tao and Elle do kiss at the Louvre, and it was so fucking cute. It was exactly like I wanted it, so I'm here for it. Charlie did pass out, and I like how that was done, of how it was like, just like visually. And then afterwards, Charlie kind of talking a little bit about his like eating disorder, as in like not knowing it's an eating disorder, but just like of how he sometimes controls what he eats, because it's the only thing he can control in his life. And then obviously Charlie freaks out after finding out that Nick can speak French, and so we now have 2 bingos. So we have on the top row the "you're jealous" Charlie's eating disorder tea/mentions Darcy's family mentioned/hinted. It's basically said that Tara's never met Darcy's family or been to her house. So it's like that I'm counting because it's like kind of like her parents are just fucking awful and like her family's awful type thing. So yeah. Cute Mama Nelson moment. That was in episode 2 or 3, I think. It was episode 3. There was a cute moment between Charlie and Mama Nelson, and it was adorable. And then David's an asshole. And then we have down the middle, which is Darcy's family mentioned/hinted, kissing at school secretly, the free space, the Mon Amour, I'm saying that like crap, / Charlie freaking out over Nick's French, and Tal will be jealous of Elle's new friends. He was. We have like over half the board done, and I'm honestly sitting here like praying. I'm just sitting here praying that we get a bingo, like a full blackout. Like that would be amazing. But I'm gonna go watch episode 6, which is titled Truth or Dare, and I'm scared about that. So yeah. Episode 6 done, which this was the Truth or Dare episode. And honestly, the thing is, a lot happened, but equally not a lot happened. So my brain is freaking can't really remember what happened at the beginning of the episode, honestly, besides Nick went to have coffee with his dad, but unfortunately his dad literally had to leave like 2 minutes in. So fuck his dad, like. And then a lot of it was just Tara's party, and so obviously Nick came out to everybody at the party, and Darcy got drunk and threw up on the teacher's bed. The teachers, I freaking was giggling like a child when they finally kissed. Like, fuck yeah, we got the teachers. And overall, I just love this episode because it's just so fun. It's just like all about, there is obviously like a couple of kind of moments where you're like, ugh. Like, Harry trying to apologize. It's like, fuck you. Like, just because you apologize doesn't mean they're gonna forgive you. And then also Ben showing up in the party and making a huge deal because somebody dares Charlie to kiss James, and he's like, no. And then that same person is like, fine, kiss Ben, or something like that, and both of them are like, no. And then ultimately, that's when it switched to the truth. Who gave you the Hickey and Nick answers? But I just love this episode. It's so cute. There's like nothing that like my brain is like pinpoint focused on besides like there's a bunch of things that are in from the graphic novels of like Charlie walking in on Tao and Elle in the bathroom making out at the party, and like running through the hotel kind of trying to hide in an alcove, and being caught by the teachers. And overall, it's just a really cute episode. I feel like everything kind of blurred into one for like cuteness wise. But yeah, everything just kind of blurred together into one kind of like amalgamation of just an overall good episode. Like, this honestly might be my favorite episode just because of how cute and wholesome it is, which is a little bit of drama and a little bit of just like, I don't know. There was a really cute moment between Tara and Darcy in the end when they're literally just sitting on the bathroom floor talking, and it's like, it's honestly so adorable. So we got that checked off. I think now, looking at my bingo board, I'm not popping it up here, but the only things that I need to get a bingo, like a proper bingo, are my thing of Christian, Sai, and Otis see/mention them more. They've been in it a little bit, but I'm not really counting it as it. Ace Isaac moments. There's been a couple moments where it's like, oh, you can tell he's like figuring it out for himself. I will cry like 5 times. Okay, so the thing is I haven't like cried, but I've gotten emotional like 4 or so times. I did it once in this episode when Nick like came out, and I was like, that's fucking adorable, and I was like this close to crying. like all of my like emotional things. I was like so close to crying, like Charlie when he is talking about his eating disorder, and there was a couple other moments that are slipping my brain, but I've gotten emotional like 4 times, so I'm gonna count that, because usually when I get emotional I cry, but I just didn't cry because I think some of the scenes moved on too quickly, and I was like, okay, let's just move on, like we're not gonna get emotional. I should have put emotional / cry, because when in doubt, I don't always cry. Like, I'm surprised I haven't stopped. I'll probably stop at the end of the season when it's done. I'll be like, it's over. But I'm gonna go watch the next episode because it's only 10:16. So I'll still got plenty of time before I have to get ready for my appointment. So I'll probably be able to get the last 2 episodes done. But on to episode 7. And episode 7 down. There's a lot to talk about this episode. So first, Elle got into the art school that she applied for, which was amazing, and then everybody went to the art show, which was really cool. Tao is obviously a little bit like jealous of still not only Felix and Naomi, who are 2 of Elle's new friends, but also the fact that she just might be leaving Higgs, and so like being further away for you get what I'm kind of saying. We also had everybody going out and going like shopping for outfits for prom, which I'm so excited for because it's the next episode, it's the final episode, which I love. Ben tried to apologize to Charlie. Obviously Charlie was having none of it and was literally just like saying the truth of like, because of how Ben treated him, that's how Charlie thought that he deserved to be treated, which no. But Ben was saying how he's not going to treat him next year, so it's like, yay, he's not going to be the next season, because like I hate Ben, but I like Sebastian Croft. So that's a thing of like, when you like the actor but you hate the character, it's just like a, yay, I'm glad your character's gone, but then it's like, but you're not going to be in the next season, so it's like mixed feelings. And then there was family dinner where Charlie's family went over to Nick's place for dinner with like Nick's dad and brother and all that, and that went exactly like the books. I love it, including Tori kicking David's phone. I'm like, yes, that is exactly what I wanted. And then at the very end of the episode, I officially shed tears because Darcy was trying on her suit. Her mom walked in and started freaking out, and then I was just so fucking sad because I'm like, but it's an outfit. It's a fucking outfit. Let your child wear what they want. Like, just let your child wear the fucking suit. It doesn't fucking matter. But I feel like those are all of the big moments in this episode. So I guess we're on to the final episode, which I'm sad about, but I'm also like, but I'm already gonna be rewatching season 2 probably starting tonight, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, on to the final episode. Okay, so I finished, and oh my gosh, but we got a full fucking bingo board. I mean, I'm not that surprised, but I loved it. Honestly, episode 6 and episode 8 are tied at my favorite. Episode 8 was the longest at a whopping 40 minutes. Yes, it was probably close to like 37 because like the end credits are like 3-ish minutes long, but still, that's amazing for length. But this episode, I cried 4 different times. One was a stupid time, but it was also cute, so it makes sense that I cried. So pretty much we start the episode with Nick and Charlie hanging out, and then Tao and Elle are hanging out, and Tara's at the school trying to set up, calls them all as like, help, and also she can't find Darcy, which fucking, oh my gosh. And then the first moment I cried is when Nick and Charlie first saw each other in their suits. I was like, I don't know why this is just such a cute moment, and I like did like a single tear. Like I was like, this is just really fucking cute. So I loved that. And then prom starts, Darcy's still missing. And the prom was cute. I think I was just not underwhelmed, but I just didn't really know what to expect, but it was cute. And then they all kind of agree, hey, let's go back to Nick's, where Darcy meets them there. Well, she goes to the prom and then goes back there. And then there's a cute moment between Tara and Darcy that made me fucking sob, because it was just like Darcy admitting to Tara that like she's not out to her mom or her parent, any of her family really, and that's kind of why Darcy struggled to say I love you, was because of like, oh, Tara doesn't know both versions of her, like the version at school and the version at home. And so that obviously made me emotional and kind of sad, because it's like, yeah, it probably fucking hurts. And then we kind of had a montage of just like the friends hanging out at Nick's, and I cried again just because of how cute it was, and also the song playing in the background is 7 by Taylor Swift from her album Folklore. I apparently can't stop coughing either, and I don't know why that song, like at first I wasn't sure, I was like, this is Taylor Swift, what song it is, and then I looked it up as I was listening to the lyrics and I'm like, oh my god, this fits the scene perfectly. I love it. Like I'm not a huge Taylor Swift fan, but like her music's amazing, but I just don't listen to it. So I was like, I think I knew the album it was from, but I was like, I don't know the exact song, but I've heard it before. But yeah. And then everybody goes home, cute. And then Nick and Charlie hang out in Nick's room, where Charlie admits to his self-harm, which, to nobody's surprise at all, I was fucking sobbing. I literally was sobbing, like to the point like I was like dry sobbing, like no tears came out, but I was just like fucking like shaking like I was sobbing. Oh my gosh, like I was a fucking mess. Like, oh my god, fucking disaster. And then of course, as soon as I recovered from that, we get to the end of the episode. Charlie's walking home. Well, first of all, Nick almost says I love you. He's like, I love, and then his mom and brother come home, and so he gets interrupted in his thought, and then Charlie leaves, and then he's on his way home and like writes a message, I love you, doesn't send it, but I was fucking sobbing at that too. So that right there was 4 times I sobbed in the episode. Another like highlight of this episode that my brain just kind of slipped is that Nick and his rugby friends kind of made up, so Christian, Otis, and Sai. So I'm counting that as like that bingo space of like, you see the more you mention, like there's a conversation where Nick's like, I'm sorry, I've been distant. It's like, yeah, whatever. So yeah, we got a bingo. Bingo, 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 bingo. But again, overall, my favorite episode is either 6, which is the Truth or Dare, or 8, which is the prom. But overall, this season is way better than I thought, especially with the things that are added for the show. Like, I loved every single individual character storyline of like each individual person's storyline, but then each couple's storyline too, and like even like the side characters of like Imogen. I liked her storyline. I mean, liked it as in it was good, but did I like what happened? Me. But like I just loved everything of like Nick and Charlie's kind of storyline of Nick coming out and that struggle, but then also of like mixing that in with both of their mental health and all of that. And then Tao and Al, like their romance of how it's like friends to what the fuck to friends again to dating. And I loved it. And same with Tara and Darcy, of theirs was very like very angsty, but I loved it. I loved Isaac's storyline of he's, I think, slowly realizing he's ace. Like at the end of the show, we see him reading a book about asexuality, so I have a feeling it's like he's reading that and it's probably like, oh shit. I loved the teachers too. Their little like start of a romance sprinkled in. I loved that. But yeah, I overall loved it. 10 out of 10, 12 out of 10 maybe even. I can't tell if I like season 1 or season 2 better. Obviously I have more attachment to season 1 because I've watched it like close to 20 times, but I've only watched season 2 once. But I'll definitely be starting a rewatch probably honestly tonight, just to kind of, I don't know, like let it process more, because I feel like there's a lot of little things that I missed or that I forgot. But I'm gonna end this vlog here because it is super fucking long. I think I probably have like close to 50 minutes of raw footage to dwindle down to hopefully like half an hour, but who the fuck knows. But yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments below, what is your favorite episode of season 2? As I said, mine is either 6 or 8. But yeah, if you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, as it really helps my channel grow, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!